Oh dear. Can you see my side profile in the mirror? If you can, let's just pretend that it looks good. Do you want to know a fun fact? Fun fact is, I'm literally too short for my own chair. So, is it focused? I'm literally too short for my own chair. So I have to use my pillow. This is gonna be a bumpy ride. Anyway, hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm finally making university content, which, oh, it's been a long time coming, let me tell you. And finally, here we are. I know where I'm going, I know what I'm doing, and I can finally talk about it. Yeah, I didn't film results day because it was just, I knew it'd be too hectic and I just wouldn't enjoy it. So let me go through what I'm doing, where I'm going, just as a backstory. I am going to Nottingham, the University of Nottingham, to study politics with American studies. What I want to do post-uni is law. So I'm going to be talking about politics as a degree, like what I'm doing for my degree, but also what I'm doing as a non-law student to transition into a career in law. This video is going to be kind of very applicable to most degrees, I should say. Like, I don't know, because I haven't done one yet, but it's just going to be like general stuff that I would do if I was doing any degree before I did the degree. And then it will be some law specific stuff, but I'll put timestamps in, and then I'm going to talk about just miscellaneous crap, things that don't really relate to the degree, but stuff to do with moving out, moving to a different city, that sort of thing. So first I'm going to start with, I'll start with politics, like my degree, regardless of what degree it is. This is what I'm doing. So the first thing I did was I looked for reading lists, like anything I should be reading before I get there. Currently I can't find a specific one for my uni and my degree. They're very kind of like, you look for different modules and different parts of the module, so it's a bit difficult to collate everything. So what I did was just Google the degree, Google what I need to read, what people recommend reading, what's useful, I guess, and then I compiled a list of different things that I want to read, I want to know. But if your uni does a reading list, then it'll be very simple. You just find that and go for it. But I think that's probably one thing you might want to like get ahead of time. Also, if you can't find specific reading lists, you can go through the modules on like your course site, like, you know, when you're looking for courses, and it will have the modules, and use that as like hints. Like, look for hints, like if they're talking about philosophy, a certain vein of philosophy, then you can like, you'll know what to read. Like, oh, I need to read Plato, I need to read this, I need to read that. So there will be hints. If you can't find a specific reading list, I would just look for stuff like that. Aside from specific reading lists for your degree, what I've also done is found related resources that I can kind of consume on a regular basis. So like, for me, as politics, I subscribe to CNN on email, so I get like updates from that. Obviously just watching the news. There are podcasts, like podcasts on anything and everything, so I'm sure you'll find one on your degree, no worries. There will be like news sites and things like that that you can subscribe to on email, and they just email it to you. So if you're feeling in the mood to learn something new and something current and something that will help you, also it will help you a lot in interviews and stuff if you know current events, but they're really helpful. So that's what I've been doing, and that's what I would recommend doing. Obviously, once again, I'm a complete rookie, I have no idea what I'm doing, really, so your guess is as good as mine. Do whatever you want. Okay, now I'm going to talk about law as a non-law student. So law for non-law, once again, I'm going into this as a newbie. I'm literally beginning my journey of that. If you have any better suggestions, please do tell me because I don't know what I'm doing. But the first thing I did was I found resources that helped me understand the process of getting into law as a non-law student, because it's not obviously as straightforward as if you are doing a law degree. There's loads of websites like Law Careers Net and Bright Network have some information on that, and Baker McKenzie actually do a really helpful kind of almost like a flow website, not a flow chart, but it will ask you what you're studying, and then you click on that, and then it will ask you how you want to do this and how you want to do that, and it gives you information on every step, which is really useful. So I would find and thoroughly understand what you're going to do, what you're going to have to do as a non-law student. Just that's the first thing you need to do, because it's not as simple as it looks. And also with the new SQE instead of LPC, and possibly you don't have to do a GDL and all this stuff, you probably want to get your head around it now instead of like last third year where you're like, oh my god, I really want to do this now. Okay, after I did that, I also, in the same place in Notion, I found resources that help with kind of random things that I think I'm gonna need. So places I can find work experience or things that I can do to put on my applications, help with applications, like tips and tricks and what makes a good vacation scheme application, what makes a good training contract, like all those things. You want to find resources that are helping you with that, because people know what they're talking about much more than you think you know. Just make a list of anything you think you may need. If you come across anything that you're reading and you're like, that's interesting, I'll probably need that, put it somewhere so you know where it is and you can revisit it, because I haven't even started my first year yet. I know I'm going to want to look back at these things because I'm not going to retain all of this information. On top of that, I'm just looking out for any opportunities for non-law students, because some things are specific to law students. There are some like initiatives that are tailored towards us, like people who aren't doing a law degree, and you've just got to kind of search them out, look for them, find them, take advantage of them. For instance, universities usually have law societies, and some of them even have law for non-law students, which would be really helpful. Lastly, I'm going to continue to like read up on law journals and keep my commercial awareness kind of at a steady level, so I know what's going on roughly in the world of law and business and economics, just because it's very valuable information, especially if you then go to events and fairs. You have something to talk about, because that always intimidates me, the idea of going up to someone and literally having nothing to say. I just like, give me a job, I don't know, I genuinely have no idea why I'm here. So that is law done, degree kind of done, that all that prep done. Now I'm just going to talk about like random kind of miscellaneous things that you may not have thought of. Maybe you have, maybe you've already done it. Things that I haven't had to do in my life so far that I will be doing now. I'm moving to a different city. First of all, Notion. I don't know how many people have Notion. I've seen it around for about the last year and I was intimidated by it, because it is intimidating. It's a very customizable way of keeping your life in order online. It's an app and you can just use, like, they'll just go in onto it on Chrome, but you literally customize everything. You build it with different widgets and everything. It's very good. Like, it's really efficient. Once you've got it set up, you've just got to take the time. But there are templates that you can use. I use a template for my main page, and then I can just kind of like build what I wanted around that. I'm gonna do a video where I set up a Notion page, kind of like the one I already have, just to show you like roughly what I did, and also give like a tour of mine to like give ideas. I'm no expert, but I feel like because it's kind of more of a new concept and it's really useful, it might be helpful, because I would have enjoyed that. So I'll do that later. It'll probably be up in like a week or so. But yeah, Notion, really useful. You can put literally all of your information on there, and you can put like, you can make hyperlinks to different pages that you want, put all like, I don't know, your accommodation, your rent info, your finances. It's all private. You have to log in to get to it. So it's really useful. I would definitely recommend using it. Secondly, get a club card. I'm gonna get well, I've got one now, but I didn't have one. A Tesco club card, or like a Sainsbury's Nectar card. Are they Nectar cards? I don't think it's a club card. Any of the supermarkets, their cards, get them, because why not? On that same line, a rail card. This makes me sound so sheltered, but I don't have a rail card because I've never really had to use one. I don't get on the trains very often, but I will be now that I'm living in Nottingham, which is nowhere near where I live. So get yourself a rail card if you need one and you don't have one, because that will be really useful and make things much cheaper, which is always good. The last thing that I've done, which is now probably, if you don't think I'm crazy yet, this is where you click off the video. You're like, right, okay, no, I was with you until this, but no. Finances. Get a spreadsheet. and actually figure out your finances, figure out how much you're getting in loan, how much you're spending on rent, how much you're going to be spending on groceries, how much you're probably going to be spending on drinks and toothpaste and random things like that, because I feel like going into this, I've never lived alone or with 5 random strangers, so it's going to be a whole new concept. I want to have control over the situation. I don't want to feel stress and panic when I realise I have literally no money left, because I spent it all on ice cream and drinks. So what I've done see, this is where you're gonna be like, she's crazy. I literally went on the Tesco website and made a weekly chart, like what I would buy in a week, and saw how much it was, and like took note of that, and then saw like tried to see if I could make recipes from those, and I put that in my spreadsheet and that helped me understand how much I'm going to be spending every week or every 2 weeks. I don't know how you want to spend your money on food, which then obviously is taken away, and then you got to first take away your rent. Actually, let's start there. You want to take away your rent, then you want to take away your food and your essentials, and then it's like, this is how much you have left to live with and go out with. I would do that now. Obviously that will change throughout your first term, because you'll realize what it actually is like, because your envisionment of this is probably going to be very different to reality, but it gives you something to go off of and you won't feel so out of control. That is kind of all I've done so far and all I'm going to do. That's a lie. Definitely not going to only do that. I mean, I've already learnt the route from my apartment, from my flat to the uni. So that's another thing you can do if you want to, if you're far away from your uni. That is my uni prep, which I feel like is applicable to most degrees, the law stuff aside. I hope it was helpful. I hope maybe I said something you didn't think to do and now you're putting it on your list. I'm gonna be doing way more uni stuff now, and although I just did the kind of admin-y prep side of uni, there will be a haul coming, because of course. In fact, here is my first item for my uni flat. I'm in love with it. I am not drinking from it yet. I'm gonna drink from it first, green tea, when I get to my flat. Yeah, I've lost my mind. It's kind of hit me all at once that I'm leaving and I'm everywhere, but hopefully I won't be everywhere. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you have a good time at uni if you're going. I'll be back with a uni haul, with a Notion video, and me and Flo are definitely going to be back with us messing up recipes again at some point. Okay, cool. Like if you liked it and subscribe if you want to, and I will see you next week, possibly sooner. We will find out. Ciao.